Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're literally descending into the unknown to look at some of the absolute most enigmatic natural phenomena our planet has to offer. We're going to explore extraordinary locations that completely flip our conventional understanding of geology, biology, and chemistry right on its head. We've got a ton of ground to cover, everything from mountains that seem to completely defy time to waters that look exactly like flowing blood. So let's just jump right in. Is it actually possible that parts of our own planet are still completely alien to us? We often think that in the age of extreme satellite mapping, literally every corner of the Earth has been perfectly charted. But as you'll see, the mysterious, captivating locations we're about to decode prove that our Earth is still totally full of mysteries. It's this wild place where local folklore constantly collides with rigorous scientific investigations. And honestly, right when we think we have the whole shebang figured out, nature just throws us a massive curve. Section 1. Wonders of the Lost World. We're kicking off our journey in Venezuela, looking at a place that honestly looks like a floating island suspended right in the clouds. Sitting at a staggering 2,810 meters high, Mount Roraima isn't your typical jagged mountain peak. Nope, its summit is perfectly flat. This magnificent stone structure is over 2 billion years old. Just let that sink in. 2 billion. And for millions of those years, this plateau was completely cut off from the rest of the world. It was entirely isolated from humanity until the very first recorded climb finally breached its top in 1884. And when researchers finally made it up there, well, they didn't just find a bunch of rocks. They found a literal lost world. And absolutely incredible. 53% of the animal and plant species up there are endemic, meaning they exist absolutely nowhere else on planet Earth. It perfectly shows us how extreme geological isolation basically acts like an evolutionary time capsule, creating this totally independent prehistoric ecosystem. It's literally like stepping onto another planet, but, right here on Earth. Okay, so solid rock can clearly hold some ancient, isolated secrets. But what happens when the very waters of our Earth start behaving unnaturally? Okay, let's dive into this. What happens when the serene lakes and rivers we usually rely on suddenly turn deadly, completely unpredictable, or just totally change their physical properties out of nowhere? Section 2. Eerie and unnatural waters. We're moving from solid stone over to the absolutely beautiful Indonesian island of Flores. Right in Kelimutu National Park, there are these 3 distinct lakes sitting side by side at the very peak of a volcano. But listen, these are definitely not your average bodies of water. They spontaneously change colors up to 6 times a year. Scientific investigations suggest that active volcanic gases seeping up from below create these super complex chemical reactions with the minerals already in the water. But the real head-scratching mystery here? Why do these interconnected lakes never sync up or even share the same hue at the exact same time? It's wild. From changing colors to terrifying heat, let's head over to the Peruvian Amazon, the largest forest on Earth. Deep within it lies the Timpishka River. Now, this isn't just a nice, relaxing, warm spring. No way. It is a 4-mile-long river of literally boiling temperatures, ranging anywhere from 90 to 100 degrees Celsius. To put that into perspective for you, if an animal or a human accidentally falls into these waters, they will literally be boiled alive. For the longest time, this was considered pure myth. Actually, local folklore blamed Yakumama, this giant snake spirit that was allegedly responsible for heating the waters. But fast forward to 2011, and scientist Andres Russo ventured deep into the jungle and confirmed the river is very, very real, recording temperatures at 86 degrees Celsius. Scientists discovered the heat didn't come from a spirit, obviously. It comes from deep geothermal fault lines. Basically, water seeps deep into the Earth's cracks, gets superheated by the planet's core, and then violently surges right back up to the surface. And you know what the absolute most crucial takeaway from this discovery is? This blistering inferno sits a staggering 400 miles away from the nearest active volcano. 400 miles! It completely rewrites the geographic rules for geothermal activity, making it a truly one-of-a-kind anomaly. Just incredible. All right, let's bundle up and move to the freezing expanse of Antarctica. Discovered way back in 1911 by Australian geologist Griffith Taylor, there's a waterfall flowing straight out of the Taylor Glacier that looks exactly like flowing blood. For decades, it totally baffled explorers who honestly thought it was actual blood or maybe red algae. But the scientific reality is a literal masterclass in extreme chemistry. Deep beneath the ice, a trapped lake holds water that is incredibly rich in iron and salt. When that water finally breaches the surface, the iron instantly reacts with the oxygen in the air. In simple terms, the water literally rusts. But hang on, you might be wondering, how on earth does water flow in a bitter negative 17 degrees Celsius wasteland without just freezing completely solid? Well, it's because this subglacial lake is 3 times saltier than the ocean. That extreme salinity drastically lowers its freezing point, which allows this macabre, blood-red river to just flow freely. Nature's chemistry always finds a way, doesn't it? Section 3. Life warped and asleep. We've looked at ancient mountains and warped waters, but what happens when the Earth directly affects living things? Take Poland's Crooked Forest, for example. Here, over 400 curved trees feature this super sharp 90-degree bend right at their base before straightening out again. It looks so bizarre. Theories over the years have ranged from heavy snowstorms crushing the saplings to completely wild gravitational anomalies. However, the most widely accepted scientific explanation is actually human manipulation. Yep, local farmers in the 1930s likely intentionally bent the saplings to create curved timber for boat building and furniture. But what happens when the mystery directly involves human lives? Back in 2013, the small village of Kalachi in Kazakhstan was suddenly struck by these completely unexplained sleeping bouts. People just going about their normal day would suddenly collapse into deep comas. They'd sleep for up to 6 days straight and then wake up with profound amnesia. The whole thing spread like wildfire, basically turning Kalachi into a real-life sleeping city. At first, authorities suspected the food, or maybe the water, but all the tests showed everything was completely normal. This terrifying ordeal lasted 2 whole years, until scientists finally closed the case in 2015. And the tragic truth? An abandoned leaking uranium mine nearby was vented insanely high levels of radon gas and carbon monoxide directly into the air. This toxic combination caused oxygen levels to just plummet, literally shutting down the residents' brains. It's a chilling reminder of how invisible geographical hazards can completely upend human life in an instant. And that brings us to our final, and honestly, perhaps the most intense question of this explainer. We just saw how an abandoned mine nearly destroyed an entire village. But what happens when humanity's quest for underground resources goes spectacularly, explosively wrong, and accidentally opens a literal door to hell? Section 4. The endless flaming crater. For this one, we're traveling over to the scorching Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan, where a massive 100-foot deep pit is incredibly appropriately known as the door to hell. The story begins back in 1971. A routine Soviet geological expedition was out drilling for crude oil when the earth beneath their heavy equipment just violently collapsed. It caved into a massive underground cavern, unleashing a highly dangerous cloud of methane gas. So to prevent this poisonous gas from spreading to nearby towns, the geologists made what they thought was a calculated decision. They literally threw a match in, expecting the methane to just burn off in a matter of weeks. But, well, nature had other plans. That single spark ignited a perpetual fire that has raged uninterrupted for over 50 years. Rain, wind, huge storms, literally nothing puts it out. Today, this massive flaming mistake draws over 10,000 awestruck visitors every single year, all coming to stand at the edge of an accidental inferno. Which really leaves us with this final thought. If a single human mistake can burn brightly in the desert for half a century, what other dormant mysteries is our Earth quietly waiting to reveal? From prehistoric mountains to bleeding glaciers, we've seen the delicate balance between local myth and rigorous science. I really hope this explainer has changed how you view the ground beneath your feet. So keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next one.